It's your girl Candy K. Lynn,
And your boy Shout on Shout.
and it's time to
Pull up.
every Tuesday here on Metaverse Live and YouTube. We talk sports.
News, hip hop.
We don't talk about people.
We just give you the facts.
So, guys, hello. We are late, but we told you we pull up anytime, any place.
Anywhere.
So we are pulling up on you. We said we're gonna give you a show on Tuesday. It wasn't at 8 o'clock, it was at 9 o'clock. Just catch the replay if you need to. We got a special guest with us today. She's in and out, so don't pay her no mind. She may talk to you, she may not. Mr. Shaw, your baby decided, the heiress to the Showtime Media Empire, that she wanted to pull up tonight on the podcast. You gonna say hi
Daddy's
to the people?
baby.
Say hi to the people.
Hey, Daddy's baby.
You know, she's gonna mess with everything on my desk. And so if things go falling and rolling, just it is what it is. So we are talking NBA. Oh, Jesus. Are we still connected? I can't see us.
I'm here.
Okay, we are talking. I don't even know what's going on, y'all. Hey, you talking on the phone? Hey, talk to people on the phone. They can hear you. So we are talking. We're talking sports. We're talking NBA free agency. We're talking a little bit about the WNBA. We're going to talk about Gillie the Kid's sneak. It wasn't a sneak diss. It was a straight up unnecessary shots at Rick Ross. He thought he was funny. To me, he sounds stupid. We'll talk about that. We're talking about Usher Raymond and the My Way album celebrating 25 years. So we got a lot to talk about. So this free agency conversations that we're having. Free agency is shaping up to be a get out soon deal as well as give me my money. And so to start with, Mr. Shaw, before we go into everybody who's been a part of the free agency market, what do you think this is? The NBA sports has become about? Is it more so about that phone is broke? Is it more so about winning championships now or making the money?
It sounds like it's all about having your way.
It's definitely about having your way. If you want out, you get out. Here. So what do you think?
Who is the latest trade? So I know they talking about Donovan Mitchell gonna get traded. Rudy Gobert. So basically, Utah was. Hold on. Let's be honest. Brooklyn probably not gonna be able to trade Kevin Durant for what they want. They were asking the Timberwolves for Karl-Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and then 4 future draft picks. I don't know if they were first rounds, but 4 future draft picks. They're asking for a lot. We got to see if they can get a deal done for Donovan Mitchell. Who else was a big offseason? What else big is that? Jalen Brunson going to the Knicks. That was pretty big. That was.
You can't work and cry. You can't work and cry.
Yeah, she's sleepy.
Yeah, she's very sleepy. But if she goes to bed now, she'll be back up, and I need to sleep tonight.
Nah, I ain't mad at you.
This is our future. I'm not gonna even call her what I call her off camera. I'm not gonna even talk about it now. But we see she's fine now. So yes, the Jalen Brunson move. Gary Payton III when got paid. Who else? There were a lot.
Hold on, he a junior. He a second.
He a junior? Okay. I don't know why I wanted him to be the third. Okay, he's a junior.
Yeah, his brother Gary Payton Jr. He's second.
You see how that could be confusing. I thought I read that there was another one. But yeah, we're gonna let him do what he do, okay? Bradley Beal decided to stay in Washington. And again, he maxed out. Dame maxed out. The Warriors got rid of a lot of people. Like Looney stayed, but like I said, Peyton is gone. Damian Lee is gone. There was somebody else on that roster that went. So that's the whole point. Like, in order to get
Juan Tosco Ascana, if I'm not mistaken,
he's gone too. He's in LA.
I really think they want, when you win a championship, you get paid. Hey, when they ship through, there's time for them to get paid. That's more simple with that, Like,
right. So is it about winning at this point? Is it really about winning, or is it about security?
If you a young player like them, and like you less than 6 years in, and you already got you a ring, it don't even matter. You already got your ring. You in the elite status, right? You'll never be a Hall of Famer. Nothing against Gary Payton Jr. Gary Payton II. No Juan Toscano Anderson, but you're never gonna be a Hall of Famer. You are what you are, right? An NBA role player, which is great. So go get your bag. You won your ship already. Winning 3 ships with the Warriors, and not getting paid. You win a second ring, you probably get paid more, but go get your bag.
Okay,
and I'm saying that from the aspect of somebody who really wishing their talent was shown so they could get their bag. So I'm never gonna tell a young man, hey man, go sit out and win championships and take $2 million when you can lose and you already got a ring and get $10 million a year. So no, I would never tell nobody just to stay around just for the ring. Go get your bag, bro. It's about the bag, bro. You can't provide your kids with rings. You can't provide your kids with, I played next to Steph Curry. Steph Curry can provide for his kids, but Gary Payton Jr., Gary Payton II and Juan, they may never get shoe deals. So they're never going to get to touch that type of money. They may never get, the commercials and all of the sponsorship. So you got to do what you got to do to get your bag. And get your bag when you got that opportunity. Never pass on.
So with getting the bag, right? So we talked about that. Is it about the money or is it about the wins? And so in that situation, everybody's been talking about, does Dame stay in Portland or does Dame leave? Dame stayed in Portland. With Dame's they formally announced his 2-year contract extension, which is $122 million added to his contract, bringing the remaining value on his contract to $258 million, guaranteeing him a career earnings of $450 million. So when you have these conversations, and we would all like to see these teams get the win, right? But in the process, or people go back to, well, players used to play for the love of the game. It's kind of hard to play for just love of the game when $450 million changes a lot within the family.
Let me tell you something. Miss me with that love of the game when you got bills to pay. All of that. Miss me with the love of the game. The love of the game don't pay your bills. It don't matter how much you love the game, you need love getting paid.
Right.
You always play the game because you love it, but it's about securing the bag at this point. It's about the money.
Right. So
hey. We are not singing in the choir, little lady. Hush. Let's get done with our show. Which I beat your butt. I beat your butt.
Don't you
I
say
beat
that.
your butt.
Quit telling her that. Hey, don't you say that no more. I IT me. So I agree. Like, right, we would love to see that be the situation. James Harden, I read, was supposed to be taking less. In
15 million less.
Huh?
15 million less.
Right. So again, is it that he's made enough and that 15 million will never hurt him, or is he playing for the betterment of the team at this point?
Betterment of the team. He want to win. Look, he one of the players who got his bag. Ben had his bag. He got the name. He is a hip. First of all, if you're a superstar basketball player, or even you ain't got to be a superstar basketball player. Once you hit the hip hop icon, James Harden is a hip hop icon. Right? Every NBA player is a hip hop icon, whether they realize it or not. Because for the culture, you represent the culture. Everybody in the culture wants to be around you. So he already got his money. He already got the name. He got the fame. At this point, he's trying to win a ring. Just like anybody else who's been in the league for years, it's about the ring at this point. But for the young players, it's about the bag. It's the difference.
You gotta run the empire. Yes. So you got to be able to tell the people what to do. Right. So I agree. Right. And that is
how to be bossy already.
I'm telling her to be ready to take over the empire. Okay. the heiress has to be able to take over the empire, which means she has to pay attention and know how to sit through the meetings. She sat through a meeting this morning. She's doing pretty good. She wants to tell y'all what to do over the phone. So I agree, Mr. Shaw. So moving on from that, I saw that you posted. We've had this conversation before, and I was telling somebody, I was like, my brother does. You're not a fan of WNBA basketball traditionally, right? You're moving into a new lane in your life where you're looking at gambling, and you are a girl dad. As I tell you, your child will be able to flip, kick, punch, whatever it is that she wants to do, she will be able to do. What are your thoughts? You made comments about the WNBA trophy, about the trophy that Kelsey Plum, I guess it was her MVP trophy for MVP of the All-Star game for the performance that she had on Sunday in Chicago.
I'm mad that my video didn't get more views because I was standing for the women. Look, let me say this. I even said, because not Kelsey Plum, there was something else I seen that made me just realize the disrespect that the WNBA go through. Not even just the Brittany Griner situation. The trophy, there was one of the okay. So before we go to the trophy, when I came to the house on Sunday, what did I say to you?
You were like, it's disrespectful that the WNBA All-Star game starts at noon.
At noon. Don't nothing start at noon but golf and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm going into a different lane in my life. I'm trying my best not to curse. That way I'm more presentable. You can market me. All right? You're telling me, you know what time the baseball All-Star game next week. You know what time it come on?
It usually comes on at like 7. Ooh.
7 p.m. You know what time the basketball All-Star game come on TNT?
It comes on at like 7. 7.
You know what time the Pro Bowl come on? And that is by far the worst All-Star event. What time it come on?
It come on at like 7:32. 6:30.
5 at least. Okay. Yeah. Y'all put these women on at 12. People ain't even out of church yet. The best football game, the least watched football games, I would say come on at 12, right?
Unless it's a Cowboy game.
What you just said.
Unless it's a Cowboy game on a Sunday, right?
It's
not the same type of energy. If the Cowboys are playing or Tom Brady's playing at 12, people are tuned in. Everybody else, like I get to
any of the top 10 quarterbacks.
Yeah, any of the top 10 quarterbacks. So, other than that, I get to it at about 12.
So we putting them on at 12. We put the All-Star game on at 12. That shows their value to them. Then you go to the trophy. I don't know if Kelsey Plum is, I don't know what her nationality is. She's very attractive. I can say that. I don't know what it is. But this trophy that she held up,
I don't know how her looks had anything to do with it, but keep going.
No. It has everything to do with it. Because if you want men to pay attention, the women need to look good. Men are not trying to look at unattractive women. Let's be realistic. Just like if everybody in the NBA was fat, would no woman be paying it attention? You got to be realistic.
I mean, that's women don't pay attention. Keep going.
They don't. I asked the woman that earlier. We're not even gonna get into that. So again, my camera holds more weight than that trophy did. Okay, looks better. It might even be bigger. You gave this woman a MVP All-Star trophy. Listen, I will come through the phone on you if you don't be quiet. Okay. The plain and simple, the WA needs to be treated better. I will no longer have blasphemous comments about the WNBA because I'm not going to be a person. I'm not going to be. When I was doing it, I was being funny. I don't want to seem like a male chauvinist that don't believe they deserve equal rights and equal treatment. So I'm off it. I ain't got no choice but to be off it because of how bad they're being treated. And I don't want to join in. I don't want to join in. I was just joking. Like, no. The Brittany Griner situation is one thing. The game at 12 o'clock is another thing. That trophy costs as much as this bottle is a totally different thing. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Because in no other sport will a trophy be that size.
Right. So maybe they were trying to I don't know, maybe they were trying to make it unique. Make it unique and small and something that will forever sit on her shelf that she can say,
I know that motherfucker not a Grammy. That motherfucker not a Grammy. That motherfucker don't hold weight like a Grammy. Don't do that. No. A Grammy the only little bit you can give me, the only little trophy you give me. You wanna know why? That motherfucker gold. Okay?
Is it gold plated like the Olympic medals? Because the Olympic medals are no longer gold, they're now gold plated.
Now see, that's cheap.
Yeah, Sonia Richards Ross stated that on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I agree with you. We're gonna go ahead and move. Hey, listen.
I don't even think it's about the marketing or the like. How do you market the WNBA differently? Right? There is no way to market it different. What I had a conversation with a young lady earlier, and my question to her was, how do you get women? Because me doing the gambling, how do you get women more involved in sports? And a young lady told me she watches hockey. She was like, "That's a hard question." She said, "Because I've tried to get my friends and they just don't like it." So it's hard to market the WNBA if you're not getting women who if women who never played basketball isn't paying attention, it's gonna be hard to get anybody else to pay attention.
Well, and the other thing with the marketing and exposure comes down to with marketing and exposure, it is about inviting people to the games. Like baseball. I would tell anybody if you want your girlfriends to get into sports, take them to a baseball game. And if she's a drinker, let her drink. Let her drink beer. Like that's the reason why women that don't look like me go to sporting events. Golf is the same way. If you've never been to the Byron Nelson over in Dallas, right? The Byron Nelson was I was reading a book, not interested. But the bar and those services, A1. You got to get the small things that captivate people. I think for African American women, basketball is becoming a bigger deal because their kids are playing, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got to do more advertising. Like this weekend, AAU was being held, and I'm sure their attendance was up because AAU girls basketball was in Chicago this weekend. The All-Star game was in Chicago. Candace Parker was playing in her first All-Star game at home in her home, in her home state, for her home team. So it's the small things that matter that you get the girls when they come to Dallas. You need to make sure every AAU team in town has tickets. You need to make sure every high school basketball coach has tickets. Even if her girls aren't playing AAU this summer, she knows how to get in touch with her girls to get her girls the tickets. You need to make it a family event. I've been to the WNBA game. The WNBA game is not boring, and it's a lot less expensive. You need to also cater to it being a family affordable event. There are some people that will never be able to afford to go to a Mavericks game. This is not the 90s. Okay? Because I swear you could get a Maverick ticket in the 90s for about $15.
And they was horrible.
You can't find
Miss Jackson, baseball really not that bad come playoff time. I'll leave it at that. You can drink as much as you want. Baseball,
and if you have tickets to sit in the box, listen, when your kids start playing sports, and that's the thing, women of color get more involved in sports once they have sons and daughters that become athletes. Because then you don't have a choice. Because then you're excited about taking your kid to the game. I have a friend that lives in LA and San Diego, and they go see the Padres all the time. You know why? Because her son plays baseball.
I'm never gonna be excited if he start playing softball.
Something you do every weekend. Then you would have been rooting for Alabama, and she'll start telling you she wants to go to the World Series. Oh, you just seen Jocelyn go yard, and her daddy been pitching, throwing her 100 balls a day. You would be more interested. Your kids start telling you they want to go and see it, then parents start showing up. But they've got to be presented the information to know it's available.
I ain't gonna lie, Alabama not on the list of places he can go even if they give her a scholarship.
Oh, girls softball, you didn't see the type of whoopings they put up on people this year. They were the number
one. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be down in Alabama.
Team. I'm not an Oklahoma fan either, but they were the number one team in the nation.
No, you said Oklahoma. I said Alabama.
Okay.
I go to Oklahoma.
Alabama softball is also one of those top programs when they up. I'm not an Alabama fan either. But if they can give it to her for free, IT will be right there.
Well, she might well just go to Oklahoma. They're gonna do that. They give it to us. No, let's go to Oklahoma. Let's go to Norman. I'd rather you go on to Norman than Tuscaloosa.
You rather go to Norman than have to fly into Jackson and then drive an hour to Tuscaloosa?
So I'm not doing that. I already know how it goes. And I ain't trying to argue with nothing. Because I could, if she go to Norman, they might still be a slight bit racist, but they're not gonna be the same as we come from Texas. Them Alabama folks, they
Hey.
I'm a different type of dad. Why, sir? Listen, I'm not really trying to take it there, but play with my daughter again. Okay, that's why Auburn better than y'all in football. I'm gonna set it off in the stand.
So moving on, talking about setting it off. Gillie the Kid, right?
Set it off. Perfect leeway.
Yeah, Gillie the Kid. I don't really know much about this guy, right? Lets me know some. Sometimes I'm a little bit behind in hip hop. It's just so much to consume in a day, right? So trying to find out what's going on in Ukraine, keeping up with who the current rappers are, the old rappers, the ones who was writers, because wasn't he a writer? Didn't he write for somebody?
Wayne.
Right. So how am I supposed to know Lil Wayne's ghostwriter? Like, I know Lil Wayne. So now that y'all can come out and publicly say you ghostwriters, you coming for people, right? So credit where credit is due. Lil Wayne has had some. Lil Wayne is a legend when it comes to rap and hip hop at this point.
Did you plug your phone up with this sheet?
I did because she was trying to. She's about to knock everything off this desk, and I'm about to pray about it. Listen, we're almost finished. So he made comments about Rick Ross. Undoubtedly, Rick Ross had made comments in the comment section. He took it personally. See? I read it, but I didn't watch the whole
Wayne
video.
was at Jackson. So both of them was at Jackson
State. Go ahead.
And he had said Wayne didn't speak to him. McMahon had footage of Wayne speaking to him, them having a convo, the camera in Gillie face. So then I guess Rick Ross came under the comments and said whatever he said about Gillie, and there you have it. Okay. So you said one thing. I don't want to say Gillie lied, but you said Wayne didn't speak. There's evidence Wayne did speak. McMahon was calling you a sucker for that, and then Rick Ross was under there saying the same thing.
So your shot at Rick Ross was you're lame for buying a cow. First of all, for all the money you made, I still know you hood and ignorant because cows are financial investments. Okay? When there are animals on your property, you also pay less taxes. So do you think that Rick Ross has an estate for no reason? That's the reason why it's an estate. Okay? To the state. He has property. He puts his animals on his property. His animals pay his taxes. Cattle pays your taxes. And once you're through with those cows, you know what they do with those cows? They slaughter them, okay? We go and we kill the cows for beef. We kill them for leather. We kill them for all types of things. And oh, by the way, those steers, if you have a good steer, you have animals, you breed them. And they make and produce more, like humans breed. So I'm saying it for those because so Rick Ross having cows, my friend, for as much money as you have, it is not a diss. You dissed yourself and you're a liar is based on what we've gotten.
I did not say liar.
I said for my interpretations, based on what was alleged, I get that you're a liar and you're pretty much not that you're not informed. Do we have audio still?
I'm here.
Okay, sorry. The error says it's time to go by. The error is turning.
Who bye? Who? Who the I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman.
So yeah, that's where I stand on that. Like the whole Rick Ross joke on
you. And you know what, Miss Jackson? I agree with you. Baseball is long. The only reason why I've been less to say baseball as long as I've been gambling on it. So I feel you. But yeah, I ain't touching baseball right now. They janky. It's H-E-double hockey.
They are
Summer league me, baby.
Paige, I agree with you. Rick Ross does own a lot of the wing stops again. Financial investments. It makes no sense to be rich and not actually be creating generational wealth with your money, your finances. And you don't know what sits under. You don't know what's under that land that Rick Ross owns.
We're not talking about Rick Ross used to be the correctional officer. We're not talking about Rick Ross being the past correctional officer. Leave that man alone. Listen.
Everybody had
to be realistic. No. We just got to be realistic. Other than that, y'all ain't had nothing else to say about that man.
Right. And it's the fact that he had it's the disrespect of teaching young people that we will bully you if prior to blowing up in rap, you had a legit professional career. Okay? And unfortunately, people go to prison. Unfortunately, we all know someone in prison or has been to prison. Unfortunately, that has nothing to do with the CO. Their job is to do their job. Okay? And unfortunately, in the world that we live in, there's going to always be job openings for correctional officers because there's going to always be somebody going to prison.
I ain't mad at Rick Ross. Rick Ross had to do what he had to do till he got his bag.
And he did.
I'm gonna go be a CEO. I'm gonna go back and serve the table. I'm gonna do what I can do to this bag.
And that's what we do in this life. So before we get out of here, this show is about sports, news, and hip hop. We cover less news because the news is kind of depressing. I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. You know, I can talk to y'all one-on-one, but nobody wants to hear. We hear what's going on if you watch MSNBC or CNN all day long. The local news or your Twitter feed. I'm just saying, you see all day on your Twitter feed, Ukraine, COVID, Ukraine. So I don't want to talk about it here. So what we are going to talk about is Usher Raymond, who is finishing up his residency in Vegas this year at the end of the year. And Usher did the Tiny Desk series. Did you watch it on NPR?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. You were in for a treat. So anyone who hasn't watched the Usher's Tiny Desk performance, he has Vito on there and Eric Bellinger as well. They both stopped by to assist him, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So in that time, Usher also, your mama said stop talking about her.
Who?
Your mama said stop talking about her. So he also talks about My Way's 25th anniversary, 25 years of My Way. So in the process of that, Mr. Shaw, what are your favorite songs on the My Way album?
That's not fair because I was a kid when My Way dropped. So My Way definitely is one of my favorite songs.
How old are you?
34.
Okay, so you were almost 10. You were creeping up on 10. Okay, so I'll tell you what was on there. I'll be nice. You Make Me Wanna.
First of all, My Way. First of all, that's what I say go. I'm saying like if you go 8701 or you go Confessions, like boom, bro, like off top, like remember just last week I argue all the time that you don't have Chris Brown without Usher, the same as you don't have Usher without Michael Jackson. So My Way definitely is the one song off of that album that I can say I remember.
Okay. So Nice and Slow is on there. I just lost my train of thought. It's a long day. My Way, I Will by Monica.
I don't remember that one.
I'm sorry, not I Will. I'm thinking about her. Slow Jam. Play another slow. Okay, you should go back and listen to it.
I thought so. He sampled that from somebody else.
Yes, and they collabed on that. Him and Monica.
Okay.
So
I'm about to say that's not his song. I know that. I know that.
But if you listen to Slow Jam, him and Monica did that one. I love that. That's my favorite one on there. Nice and Slow and You Make Me Wanna.
How You Make Me Want to Go?
You make me want to leave the one I'm with and start a new
relationship with you. Thinking what you do. Was he signed to Bad Boy when he dropped his album?
When he was signed to who?
Was he signed to Bad Boy when he dropped his album?
No. This is his greatest albums are collaboration with the great Jermaine Dupri. So him and Jermaine, he was under LaFace and Arista.
When this album, because he originally signed at like 13 with Diddy.
Right. And so this was dropped my freshman year. This was dropped my sophomore year. This was September of 97. This album dropped.
Your sophomore year what? Sophomore year where? In high school?
Yeah.
So
this was September of 97.
You expect for me to remember an album that wasn't on CD yet. It was on tape. It was in 97. We were still on tapes. It was on tape. And you expect
First of all, it was on CD. It was on CD in 97, sir. It was on CD. You know why? Because in 9th grade, I got a CD player for Christmas, and I retired my cassette player. Okay, so at the games on game day, we officially had CD players back in '97. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. Talk about on the tape. So
yeah, CD player.
You need to get your music trivia up, okay? If you don't know these albums,
I need to get my music trivia up.
You should know. You've listened to these songs. You know them. Don't talk about it was on no tape.
So if I ask you, 20 years from now, you gonna remember us? You gonna remember Chris Brown's first album? Because we coming up on that. We got to come up.
Yes, because Chris Brown was dancing and pop locking, and everybody was gonna marry Chris Brown. They love Chris Brown. My number one girl, KK, loves Chris Brown, and he was dancing, and I can't even think of the name of the song. Let me find it for you. But it's definitely coming up. So if you haven't listened to Usher's My Way album, it is a great album, especially for anybody who's wanting to go see him in Vegas in residency. Mr. Shaw, listen, it is time for me to go because the kid is creeping, and I just feel like the studio is about to become a tornado in here.
I believe
Hitman Bells. So we can go out with a trivia question for the night. Y'all forgive me, it's a lot going on. This is what happened when kids is in the building. Girl, stop. You act like you can read. So, Mr. Shaw, question for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which college won the 1979 NCAA championship? The first big matchup between Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Do you need multiple choice?
Indiana State.
Who raised you?
Magic won. I thought Larry beat him.
Magic won. And then
they played twice, didn't each other?
Yes.
They played twice in the national championship, didn't they?
Yes, but 1979. That's why I asked you, did you want help? Do you need to redeem? I think you need to redeem.
I know it was Michigan State versus Indiana State. I know Larry played for Indiana State and Magic played for Michigan State. I know that.
Mm-hmm. So last question. Save yourself, okay? Save yourself. And we'll answer your question. Yes. You did that. So who was the first player to play in the NBA during 4 different decades? Vince Carter, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kevin Garnett, or Kobe Bryant?
Who was second? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Yes.
Did he play to the 90s? It's Kareem. Vince ain't did 4 of them.
He played in 4 decades.
Vince did?
Vince did. He was the first one. Kareem was retired. So, to answer everybody's question, to answer the question that I was asked, Usher and Chris Brown, they talked about a versus. The only reason why I will say Chris Brown is because I feel like Chris Brown has made these elaborate albums. I feel like he has more albums than Usher per se, but overall, I think Usher is a vibe, especially for my generation. I think the 2020 to like 2029, they're going to go Chris Brown because Chris Brown is their generation. Chris Brown was a teenager when they were a teenager, like Usher was a teenager when I was a teenager. So that's what I got on that. Mr. Shaw, who do you have?
Usher. Ain't no question.
Okay. So, guys, we thank you for tuning in and staying up past your bedtime to hang out with us tonight. This is your girl, Candy K. Lynn.
And your boy, Shawtown Shy K, the Fat Mama.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this on Metaverse as well as YouTube Live. Until next week.
We out. Peace.